What's happening, everyone? Dr. Dan tweeting here to talk about your health and wellness and what you can do to put your body in the best position possible. So today I'm going to be giving my top 5 recommendations for arthritis. There are several different types of arthritis. There's rheumatoid arthritis, erosive arthritis, but I'm talking about the degenerative form of arthritis. That's the wear and tear type. That's something I'm no stranger to. I actually developed some arthritis in my neck, the degenerative arthritis from playing football for so long. I had my head jacked back as an offensive lineman. Apparently they're supposed to call face mask when someone grabs onto your helmet, but the refs never did. The only time they actually called a face mask against the defensive lineman, when literally he grabbed the face mask, pulled the helmet off of my head, and then he chucked it down the field. I'm looking at the ref like, hey man, you gonna call that? Of course, finally they did, but apparently unless they rip the helmet off your head, they're not going to call a face mask. So because of that, I got some little bit of arthritis in my neck, and there's definitely some things that have helped me in dealing with this problem, and I want to share those with you today. So to start with, number 1 recommendation is to use heat. Thing about degenerative arthritis, when it affects the joint, say this is the joint here, you have an articulation, you have cartilage that surrounds the bones of the joint, and then in between you have synovial fluid, which provides lubrication. What can happen as the degenerative arthritis begins to progress is that synovial fluid starts to gel up, becomes thicker, and that's what makes you stiff. A lot of people with degenerative arthritis, especially first thing in the morning, they haven't been moving for a while, their joints are all stiff and sore, and that's when it tends to be the most painful. It's because that fluid has become all thickened and it's making that joint a lot more stiff. And then as you get moving, the day goes by, you get up and start moving around, that fluid starts to become more viscous, more fluid-like, and that joint starts to work better. So one thing that can help is using some heat, putting a heating pad on, maybe putting some water with some heat in the water on the joint. That's good for it too. And so with that, the second recommendation is to get some movement. And this is for the same reason, that synovial fluid, it's all gelled up. It's not letting that joint move the way it's supposed to. Everything's stiff and sore. Well, the more you start to move, the more that fluid is going to become more liquid and provide the appropriate lubrication it needs for that joint. And it doesn't have to be anything too strenuous. Start small. What you want is low impact activity. Things like walking, maybe an elliptical, swimming, that sort of thing. Okay, so number 3 recommendation, when you have degenerative arthritis, that joint is inflamed. And so anything to help with the inflammation is going to be good. Of course, addressing your diet, that's going to help if you are eating any inflammatory foods, cutting those out, and eating anti-inflammatory foods. And so number 3 recommendation is to have turmeric, because it is a spice that has great anti-inflammatory properties. It has curcumin in it and acts similar to over-the-counter anti-inflammatory medications that you can get. The nice thing about it, it's a spice, it's natural, it doesn't have maybe as bad as side effects for the GI system as some of the over-the-counters might have if you take them for a prolonged time period. Okay, number 4 is to take collagen. Now remember that joint articulation, you have cartilage that lines the bones. A primary component of that cartilage is collagen, and actually supplementing with some collagen can help nourish that joint tissue and help with osteoarthritis. Now, I would recommend taking anywhere from 5 to 20 grams of a collagen peptide protein to help nourish those joints. A lot of supplements that come in the pills, that might not be enough. You might need to up it up to about 20 grams, especially if you're physically active. Okay, and lastly, number 5 is to get evaluated by a chiropractor. Chiropractors, we look at joint articulations, primarily of the spine, but other areas as well. And getting chiropractic treatment might help to, restore the normal joint articulation and help with, that synovial fluid, make sure it's moving and lubricating the joints appropriately through the treatments. So if you are questioning about chiropractic care, just reach out to any of the chiropractors in your area, have them examine you, and maybe chiropractic treatment would be a benefit to you. So these are the 5 recommendations for osteoarthritis. That's a degenerative form of arthritis. These things have certainly helped me, whether it's putting heat on it when I'm stiff or getting movement. Of course, I like to use elliptical. That's always helped me. I supplement with turmeric and collagen. And my dad's a chiropractor. He always worked on me after tough games and practices, and it's definitely helped me with the arthritis I have in my neck. So if you found this information useful, please hit the like, hit the subscribe, comment below. Thank you so much for watching the video, and stay tuned for more.